Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all had a pleasant moment here today. I am Kathleen Meachansa, and here are my group members. We are delighted to be here today to talk to you about Rizal Retraction. Rizal's retraction is one of the greatest controversy on Philippine history. Did Dr. Jose Rizal really retract, or it is just some fake news to destroy the image of our national hero? We are still confused about the facts and evidences or the truth about this issue. But one thing is, we can't deny the fact that he is still our national hero that proves his intelligence and bravery just to possess our freedom. And as a Filipino citizen, we always considered him as a competent individual raising the flag of our country. In a related manner, let's go further for the purpose of this presentation. Here is the argumentation about the facts of Rizal's retraction. So now, on my right side, the team arguing that Rizal retracted, while on my left side is the opposition. Mildred, you may now defend the motion.
Good day, everyone. We, the believers, strongly agree that Jose Rizal adjourned Masonry and retracted his statements against the Catholic Church. According to a testimony by Father Balaguer, a Jesuit missionary who befriended the hero during his exile in Dapitan, revealed it himself that he was the one to present the retraction letter to Rizal before the day of the execution. Rizal has accepted and signed the document. The letter of retraction that has been found and translated by Friar Manuel Garcia on May 18, 1935, which strengthens the idea that Rizal retracted, where he declares himself a Catholic in his religion, in which he was born and educated that he wishes to live and die. He retracts with all his heart whatever in his words, writings, and publications that has been contrary to his character as a son of Catholic Church. Rizal also expresses abomination towards Masonry as the enemy of the Church. It was dated December 29, 1896, and was signed by Jose Rizal. Isn't the account of an eyewitness not enough proof of retraction?
Respect naman the information provided, but in 1962, authors Ildefonso T. Lunes and Mamerto M. Buenafre in their book Forgery of the Rizal Retraction and Joseph's Autobiography, in-expose to yung anim na magkakaibang article na nagpe-present lang document of retraction. Ni Dr. Jose Rizal copied from the so-called original testament of retraction. Intriguingly enough, even to this day, the claimed original document from which facsimile is summarized have not been seen by anybody.
Dr. Augusto de Viana, head of UST Department of Histories, pointed out that it is not possible to force his retraction letter because there were said to be a witness during the signing of Rizal. That's the evidence to speak for itself. As for the character of Rizal, he believed that Rizal was a human in character and not a perfect person and is bound to have a flaws. And Rizal wanted to be at peace when he's dead, and that's why there was a retraction. And also, according to Father Balaguer, Rizal received and accepted the shorter retraction. It is stated that he was able to convince Rizal to accept the Catholic Church because if he did not accept it, God would be condemn him.
Well, according to Mr. Marcos Real in his document entitled Argument that Rizal did not retract, sinasabi roon na hindi. Rizal did not die as a Roman Catholic. Because if he retracted, malamang talagang siya ay mabibigyan ng proper and decent Christian burial. Ngunit hindi ito naibigay sa kanya. He did not retract because he was buried in the ground. May isang tradisyon ang mga Katoliko na bago ang libing ay magkakaroon ng isang misa para sa mga patay. At pagkatapos ng misa na ito ay magkakaroon ng maayos na paglilibing. Ngunit noong Disyembre 30, 1896, pagkatapos ng pagbitay sa ating pambansang bayani, ang bangkay ni Rizal ay dinala sa San Juan de Dios Hospital at sa mismong araw na iyon ay inilibing ang mga labi ng ating pambansang bayani sa Paco Cemetery at sa isang walang markang libingan. Given the idea and knowing how Catholics are strict in their beliefs, dapat nagkaroon ng maayos na libing ang ating pambansang bayani. Ngunit wala. Gayon din, walang misang naganap held by Catholics noong kanyang libing. Father Estaniciao and Father Jose Villaclara, who accompanied Rizal to the execution site, hindi sila nagpa-utos upang mabigyan ito ng Christian burial. siguro noong mga panahon na iyon ay alam na rin nila na walang retraction na naganap. That there is no retraction was made. In these circumstances, did Rizal really died as a Roman Catholic?
Giving your sides about the retraction of Rizal. But for me, this is my stand. I do believe that Jose Rizal retracted. Why? Because according to some articles, Jose Rizal still had a secured burial. As what Dr. Viana started, Rizal retracted. He died as a Catholic, and the proof that he died as a Catholic when he was buried inside the sacred ground of Paco Cemetery. He compared Rizal with Apolinario Mapini, a revolutionary and Freemason who was buried in Chinese cemetery. So even though Rizal was executed, he was given a sacred burial by the Spaniards. Father Bollinger, who also added that Rizal retracted because he wanted to marry Josephine Bracken. He saw how Rizal signed the marriage certificate and the retraction paper will threaten that the ideas of retraction of Rizal.
I strongly disagree about Rizal and Bracken's marriage before Rizal's execution. The apparent discovery of Papoy's autobiography of Josephine Bracken claiming marriage to Rizal showed handwriting that bore no resemblance to Josephine and had glaring error in syntax, which revealed that the perpetrating author's primary language was Spanish, not Josephine's original language, thus providing that the document was manufactured and disingenuous. Consequently, several of Rizal's writings and letters do not mention Josephine as his wife. Correspondingly, Rizal did not even call Josephine wife in his letter to Mi Ultimo Adios, was the last written text of him before his execution. In that letter, he said his farewell to her as follows: Adios, dulce stranger, mi amiga, mi alegría, instead of Adios, dulce stranger, mi esposa, mi alegría.
There was a secret wedding happened before Rizal's execution. Father Boliger himself performed the wedding ceremony. And just to add this additional information, Mr. Xiao Chua, a Filipino historian, revealed na kamakailan lang isang kopya ng De la Imitación de Cristo na isinulat ni Thomas Kempis ang ipinaubaya sa direktor ng Pambansang Museo ng Pilipinas na si Jeremy Barnes. Ito ang mismong kopya na ibinigay ni Rizal kay Josephine Bracken sa kanyang huling pagbisita dito sa araw ng kanyang kamatayan. Sinulat niya dito, "To my dear and unhappy wife, Josephine, December 30th, 1896, Jose Rizal. Besides of the fact that Rizal called Josephine Bracken a wife o asawa na maaring magpatungkol sa pagiging legal ng kanilang kasal, ang mismong aklat na ibinigay niya sa huling babae na kanyang minahal ay isang aklat ukol sa paggaya sa landas ni Kristo. Namatay siyang Kristiyano.
But still, there was a possibility na pandaraya before his death. Dahil nga, ang mga praile were seriously seeking his retraction. They came up with several retraction formulas or plan para mapasign dito si Rizal. Therefore, there was certainly no signed letter of retraction at walang nangyaring kasalan kay Josephine. Although yes, they did live together during Rizal exile in Lapitan, and declared ni Boliger na siya ang nag-perform ng canonical marriage ni Rizal at ni Josephine. At sinabi ni Boliger na pinerform niya ito sa harapan ng mga kapatid na babae ni Rizal between 6 and 6:25 a.m. noong December 30. But none of the Rizal sisters went to that fort. So, wala talagang nangyaring kasala. Also, Rizal family requested for the original copy of retraction paper. Pero sinabi nila na nawala ito. Could it be the Jesus be responsible for the knowing the value of the paper? Or nawala lang talaga ito? Yes, it is true that 39 years later nahanap yung original copy sa our diocese archives, and according to Ricardo Pascual, PhD, who have gave the permission by Archbishop Leda to examine the document and conclude his book entitled Rizal Beyond the Grave that the documents presented were a forgery. So Bollinger had made errors in reproducing another copy of the original. So why would Rizal retract when he knows the fact that if he signed the retraction paper, he would still be executed. Way back when Rizal was still in exile in Dapitan, Father Sanchez, favorite teacher of Rizal in Ateneo, was sent by Jesuit superiors trying to convince him towards the Catholic region and the Spanish region. Sanchez told him to retract in exchange for professorship, 1,000 pesos, and an estate. However, Rizal rejected that. Rizal did not accept that offer. So, Rizal did not retract. It was the pharaohs who were
We all know that Balaguer is a priest, that's why hindi tayo basta-basta naniniwala sa account niya as an eyewitness sa retraction ni Rizal. Kasi si Rizal, pwede na-force lang siya to sign the letter and those who force him are after all priors. But nitong August 4, 2016, binasa ni Commissioner Rene R. Escalante ang OIC ng National Historical Commission of the Philippines. Ang isang professorial chair lecture sa Rizal Studies entitled Re-examining the last 24 hours of Rizal using spy reports sa De La Salle University. Sa mga document ng mga espiyang Espanyol na tinatawag na Cuerpo de Valencia, pinatatagpuan o matatagpuan ang ulat na isinulat sa araw ng kamatayan ni Rizal ni Federico Moreno na nagkukwento ng pahayag sa kanya ng isang ahente ng Cuerpo de Vigilancia. Isang bantay sa selda ni Rizal na masasabi natin isang additional independent eyewitness account ng isang gwardya at hindi ng isang pari. Ayon sa pahayag, sumulat si Rizal ng isang papel na narinig niyang ang retraksyon, binanggit rin ng dalawang paring Swista na umasok sa piitan ni Rizal, si Padre Jose Villaclara at Padre Estanislao March, at dalawa pang tao, sina Juan del Fresno at Eloy More. At 3 in the afternoon, Father March entered the chapel and Rizal handed him what he had written. They entered death row and together with Rizal signed the document that the accused had written. This was the retraction. Makikita na ang dalawang binanggit na opisyal, sina Juan del Fresno at Eloy Maure, ay ang mga nakapirma mismo sa dokumento ng retraksyon na tumatayong saksi. Gayon din, binanggit ng gwardya na bago dalhin sa luneta si Rizal, ikinasal siya kay Josephine Bracken. Kaya mayroon kaming paniniwala na walang dahilan para magsinungaling ang gwardya o si Moreno, lalo na't ginawa nila ang tala sa panahong iyon.
Thank you very much to each one of you for being an active participant and for sharing your different perspectives and knowledge about this topic. And now, we as a whole group team currently and extensively believe that Dr. Jose Rizal did not retracted. How can we say so? Fernandez, one of the eyewitnesses, said, I have documents stating that before he faced death, Rizal told his sister Narcisa to look inside his shoes because he had left a letter. According to Fernandez, that letter could only be a denial of his retraction because Rizal knew the friars were misleading the Filipinos and they wanted to set the record straight. The Rizal family found it difficult to accept either the retraction or the marriage. They knew their brother. They knew that if he had retracted, he would certainly have so in his 6 a.m. communication to his mother, knowing the consolation it would have given her. Certainly, there was no signed letter of retraction. Rizal knew too well the damage such a letter would do him. Besides, which he believed before God, he had nothing to retract. Although there were many opinions and evidences presented by various authors as to whether Rizal did or did not retract. The document of the retraction of Jose Rizal too is being hotly debated as to its authenticity. There were many witnesses, most of them Jesuits. But the original document was never shown to the public, only reproductions of it. As it is still important to have a discussion about this issue in our social context today? Some would say it is. But I think that we just have to appreciate what Rizal has done for our country. He opened the eyes of the Filipinos on the cruelty of the Spaniards. He awakened our knowledge of nationalism, and that is enough. His accomplishments in the country will not change. As Senator Jose Jocno stated, Rizal is still Rizal, the hero who courted death to prove to those who deny our patriotism that we know how to die for our duty and our beliefs. Whatever further study that may emerge as to the truth about Rizal's retraction controversy, it detracts nothing from his greatness as a Filipino. One last question. Why would Rizal retract when he knows for a fact that even if he signs the retraction paper, he would still be executed. And why would Rizal executed by a firing squad if he totally retracted?